If we are coming to this problem, and this will be the last problem, I'm expecting from your side how many nodes we have for this figure.
4, sir.
4. We have the 4 nodes, is it right? Now here is one node, this is the second node, this is the third node, and this is the fourth node. We have 4 nodes. This node is A node, its potential is a VA, this is B node, its potential is a VB, this is C node, its potential is a VC, and we will assume this node as a ground node. Is it right? ये नहीं बोलना कि सर यही क्यों लिया ground node. You can take this as ground node, no issue. You can take this as ground node, no issue. You can take this as ground node, there is no issue. But randomly, I have chosen this as a ground node. Now here, how many branches we have? Yes. I'm expecting the answers from your side. How many branches we have? Rishikesh, Saurabh, Ruchira, Madhuri, Shailesh.
Sir, 6.
Bilkul sahi. We have 6 branches. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is the last branch, which is 6. Now here, I will assume the currents in these branches. This is I1. For this branch, current is I2. For this branch, current is I3. In this case, the current is I4. This branch current is I5. And finally, for this last branch, the current is I6. Is it right? Now here, I will do the calculations little more fast. Here, I will write first, applying KCL at node A. Apply the KCL at node A. How is the equation? If you are applying the KCL here, this is incoming, this is outgoing, this is outgoing. How will be the equation? Equation will be I1 is equal to I2 plus I3. How much is the value of I1? This is 0 minus VA divided by 8. It is minus VA divided by 8 is the I1, which is equal to I2. I2 is the current in this branch, VA minus VC divided by J10. It is VA minus VC divided by J10 is the value. Is it right? Plus I3. I3 is the current in this branch, which is 5 angle 0 degree. मैं इसको directly ऐसे ले सकते हैं. There is 5 plus J0, or only 5 is the sufficient. Is it right? We will simplify this equation. This is minus, this is VA upon 8, which is equal to, this is VA divided by J10 minus it is VC divided by J10 plus it is 5. That is sufficient. We can shift this VA, both VAs and VC on the left hand side, and if we are taking the VA as a common, minus VA is a common, this 1 divided by 8 plus it is 1 divided by J10. This is minus VC will become plus is VC divided by J10, which is equal to this 5. Is it right? We are shifting this value to the left hand side, and this 5 will remain as it is. If we are working on this calculation, it is minus VA inside the bracket. We have to do these calculations. How will be these calculations? These calculations will be, it is 1 divided by 8. This value is 0.125. This is 0.125. Now here this is 0.125. Then here it is 1 divided by 10. I will find out this value. Otherwise, I will use this complex calculation. Here more, I will convert to the complex number. This is bracket start. It is 1 divided by, this is J10. 1 divided by 10 I will close the bracket. I will put this equal to sign. I got the imaginary part directly, which is 0.1 I. This is plus, this is sorry, it is minus 0.1 J. Is it right? Otherwise, you can use the simple philosophy. How is this philosophy? अगर J को हम numerator में shift करते हैं, that will become minus J. Is it right? This is minus J. And 1 upon 10 will be the 0.1. This 0.1 J, इस तरह से भी आप calculation कर सकते हो if you are aware of these mathematical, simple mathematical steps. Otherwise, you can use the directly calculator use करना better रहेगा. Plus VC 1 upon J10. Here it will be VC as it is. I will write this VC as it is into this 1 upon J10. How will be its value? This is 1 divided by bracket start 10 I, close the bracket, put is equal to sign. This is, look at this, minus 0.1 I. This value is this is minus, this will become minus, and this is 0.1 and this is J. The J 0.1 VC will be this value of VC, which is equal to 5, and we will name this equation as equation number 1. Otherwise, I will simplify this equation further and I will write it as equation number 1. This equation will be minus VA inside the bracket, it is 0.125 minus J 0.1, this is value, minus it is J, this is minus J, this is 0.1 VC, which is equal to 5, and this is the equation number 1, which is at the node 1. Now we will apply KCL at node B. If we are applying the KCL at node B, this is the node B. Incoming is equal to outgoing I3, I4 and I6. Is I3 is equal to I4 plus I6. How is the I3? This I3 is a 5 directly, which is equal to I4. I4 is the current in this branch, which is VB minus VC. This is VB minus VC divided by minus J2. This is minus J2. Is it right? Plus I6. I6 is the current in this branch, which is VB positive to negative, that is minus. This is VB minus 20 angle 90 degree. This is 20 angle 90 degree plus 90 degree minus 0 divided by its resistance, and resistance of this path is the 4. Here this will be 5. I will simplify this. This is VB upon minus J2 minus VC upon minus J2 plus it is VB upon 4 minus. I am converting this number to the rectangular form. It is shift of, this is rectangular. This is how much is the value? Shift of rectangular. This is 20, comma, it is 90, close the bracket, put is equal to sign. That is 0. 0 is the real part. And how much is the imaginary? Alpha tan and is equal to 20. Is it right? Means here this value will be 20 is the imaginary part. That is plus J 20. Divided by 4. This minus sign is as it is. This minus sign as it is. I have converted 20 angle 90 degree. Is it right? This, in the simple way, I mean to say, whenever we have the angle plus 90, it is always plus of this part. If it is minus 90 degree, in that case, it will be the minus J of that particular part. Means in the short way, if we have the value that is 100. And angle is plus 90 degree. इसका conversion क्या होगा? इसका conversion will be plus J100. And if it is 100, angle minus 90 degree, its conversion will be minus J100. That is, these are the simple tricks. It comes by the calculation. लेकिन अगर हम calculator भी use करेंगे तो it will be the value. Is it right? Now here, in this case, this is the constant now. I will shift this constant on this side because 20 divided by 4, this value, it is 20 divided by 4, this value will be the 5. Yes, I will shift this value on this side, means it will become 5 plus J5. This value on this side, 20 divided by 4 is a 5, which is minus J5. Is it right? On this side, that will become plus J5. Here is a VB, and it is 1 upon minus J2, plus it is 1 upon 4. Then this is minus, and this minus, that will become plus VC upon J2. VC upon J2. If I am simplifying this, I will find out the value of this bracket. That is 1 upon J2. Otherwise, you can use the LCM. That is again the same case. Otherwise, I will use the simple calculation. आपको वो भी पता होना चाहिए. Calculator से तो कर ही सकते हैं. But how will be the calculation? This VB is as it is. Here, how is the LCM? Multiplication of, I'm using the cross multiplication, simple concept. This is 4 into 2, 8. Means it is minus J8. Is it right? Minus J8. This multiplication will be the 4 and this multiplication will be the minus J2. This value plus is VC divided by J2. ऐसे भी कर सकते हो आप. Is it right? Now here in this case, if I am working on this calculation, इस calculation पे अगर workout करते हैं, one and the same thing, there are number of ways for the calculation. कैसे calculation करना, that will be decided by you. This is 4 minus 2i. I will close this bracket. 4 minus 2i. This is divided by bracket start 0 minus 8i. Close the bracket. Put is equal to sign. That is imaginary part, real part. This is VB in bracket. This is 0.25 is the real part, and shift is equal to, that is imaginary part, which is plus j.5 is this value. ये वैल्यू सेपरेट डिवीजन करके भी करते तो ये इतना आता, इज इट राइट? या ऐसे कैलकुलेशंस करेंगे तो भी उतना ही आएगा, प्लस और दिस j को अगर ऊपर लेते हैं तो ये होगा माइनस j. दिस इज VC 1/2 is a 0.5. This it will be 0.5 VC. Otherwise you can do the calculation by using the calculator, which is complex number 1 divided by, this is j2, 1 divided by bracket start 2i. This is 2i. Close the bracket. Put is equal to sign minus 0.5i. This is minus 0.5i into VC, and this is equal to 5 plus j5. This calculation, is it right? Now here in this particular case, यहाँ से हम अभी हमारे पास कितने unknowns हैं? This is the equation number 2. This is the equation number 2. Otherwise, I will write this equation in the proper way, and then I will name it as equation number 2. Means it is 0.25 plus j.5. This VB minus j.5 VC, which is equal to 5 plus j5. This is the equation number 2. Applying KCL at node C. If we are applying the KCL at node C, at this node, this is incoming, this is incoming, this is outgoing. This equation will be I2 plus I4, which is equal to I5. How much is the I2? I2 is VA minus VC divided by J10 plus I4 is the current in this branch, which is VB minus VC divided by minus J2. VB minus VC, this is VC. VB minus VC divided by minus J2. VB minus VC divided by minus J2. This value, which is equal to I5. I5 is the current in this branch. VC minus 0 divided by that value. This is VC divided by minus J2 is this equation. Now simplify this equation. This is VA divided by J10 minus it is VC divided by J10 plus it is VB divided by minus J2. This minus and this minus, that will become plus. It is VC divided by J2, which is equal to VC divided by minus J2. So here in this case, if we are using this calculation, this VC we will shift on the left hand side. In that case, it is VA divided by J10 minus this VB divided by this plus. This is otherwise this minus, I will use this minus because this minus into plus will be the minus. Minus numerator हो, denominator में उतना फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. That value is the same. That is minus VB. Minus VB divided by J2. This value plus VC को हम कॉमन लेते हैं तो ये वैल्यू क्या होगा? 1/J2. Is it right? Then this minus is 1/J10. Then ये value the plus होगा. It is 1/J2. Is it right? This value which is equal to 0 because we have shifted this value to the left hand side. If we are finding this value VA divided by 10, if I am using the complex calculation, it is 1 divided by, that is 10i. This is 10i, which is equal to, this is 0.1i. This is this is minus j 0.1 VA minus this value VB divided by 1/J2. This is 1 divided by 2i, which is equal to minus 0.5i. That minus and this minus, it will become plus. This is plus 0.5i, which is j, this value into VB. This is VB plus VC in bracket this value. I will use this calculation. 1/J2, this value 1 divided by 2i. 1 divided by 2i, this value which is equal to minus 0.5i. Means this value is minus 0.5j. Minus 0.5j. This minus as it is. This is 1 upon 1 divided by 10i. I will use this calculation. 0.1i, which is minus, means this will become plus 0.1i, which is nothing but the j. This value 1 upon j2, already we have calculated that value, minus it is j 0.5. This is equal to 0. If we are simplifying this equation completely, in that case, this will be minus j 0.1 VA, is it right? Plus j 0.5 VB plus VC in bracket. This is j, this is j, this is j. This is minus, this is plus, and this is minus. Means here, this will be minus 0.5. This is plus 0.1. This is minus 0.5. Is it right? This will be equal to minus 0.9. This is minus 0.9 j, which is equal to 0. Means final equation will be minus j 0.1 VA plus j 0.5 VB minus j 0.9 VC, which is equal to 0. This is the equation number 3. Is it right? Now we have the 3 equations and 3 unknowns. Now solve equation number 1, 2, 3 separately and find out the values of the unknowns. Is it right? How to solve these equations? First we have to arrange these equations in the matrix format. This is minus 0.125 minus j 0.1. ये एक वैल्यू VB का वैल्यू एब्सेंट है. Here VB के लिए स्पेस मैं 0 पुट करता हूँ. How much is the value of VC? This is minus j 0.1. Is it right? This is the equation number 1. What are the unknowns? Unknowns we have VA, VB and VC, which is equal to constants. The first equation का हमारा constant कितना है? 5 plus j0. This is 5 plus j0 is the first constant. अभी इसी जगह पे मैं second equation लेता हूँ. तो VB and VC है. VA का value 0 है. This value is 0. How much is the value of VB? This is 0.25 plus j 0.5 is the value of VB. How much is the value of VC? This is minus j 0.5. इससे अगर इसको मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो दूसरा वैल्यू मिलेगा. How much is the third equation, or how is the third equation? This is minus j 0.1 VA, then minus j 0.5 VB, then minus j 0.9 VC, which is equal to this term. Means multiplication of this into this is equal to this, then this into this is equal to, what is the constant of the second equation? For second equation, ये दूसरी equation का constant हमारा कितना था? For the second equation, we have the constant which is 5 plus j5. Look at this, 5 plus j5. And here it will be 5 plus j5. And what is the constant of the third equation? The constant of the third equation is 0. And here it will be 0. Otherwise, I will modify because 10 ohm resistance is not there. Is 8 ohm में निकलना है. By mistake मैंने लिखा होगा. This is 8 ohm. Is it right? This is 8 ohm. इस 8 ohm resistance में करंट निकालना है. We are interested in the calculation of I1. अगर हमें I1 find out करना है, here in this particular case we have to find out the delta first, determinant of this matrix. Then we have to find out the delta 1, which is nothing but the first column is replaced by this constant, that is 5. This is 5 plus j5 and this is 0, and remaining things are same, is 0. This is 0.25 plus j 0.5, this value, and this value is minus j 0.5, and this value will be the same. This is minus j 0.1, this is minus j, this is 0.5, and this is minus j 0.9. This value, इसका जो भी determinant आएगा, that is delta 1. Delta कैसे रहेगा? This whole determinant of this whole thing will be the delta. It's minus, it is 0.125 minus j 0.1, ये value, then this is 0, then this will be this is 0, then minus j 0.1, this is 0, this value will be, this is 0.25 plus j 0.5, this is minus j 0.5, this value will be minus j 0.1, this is minus j 0.5 and this is minus j 0.9. इसका जो भी determinant होगा, that is delta 1, and finally this I1 will be equal to delta 1 upon delta. This is whole calculation. In this lecture, this complete calculation is not possible. I will stop here. In the next class, I will discuss the last point of this unit, which is nothing but